Today to be supportive, because trust me, the doctor over here, he didn't put it all in me. And what I'm doing is I'm listening, and I'm actually, something he said inspired me to create another educational aid for my students. When I correct their papers, I cannot write repeatedly what the problems are. So what I've come up with is like SV, and then I put up here like use a verb with an S for single subject. For example, girl with sings, boy sleep. And just SV, and then I'm going to print this off and give this to them so they can look and they'll see SV, and then they'll go to this grid and it'll explain to them what the correction is.
Oh, okay. That's
with
good.
An example.
That is good.
So I've done that I teach remedial all the way to advanced, and I use the same thing because, especially for my online classes, being that they don't have accessibility to me on an immediate basis.
In your own school?
No, I teach Chicago City Colleges for online, and I teach at Dominican University in Wake Forest. So this way, they can get an answer, and not only do they get an answer that's spelled out, but they get an example. Like one I just came up with, sub 1, and sub 1 is subordination because there are only 7 sentences in the whole English language, believe it or not. When you start combining them, that's when you get into sentence variety. So if you master those 7 types of sentences, learn how to punctuate them, you will never go wrong.
Boot camp on it.
Oh, yeah, really?
I have a class on development, but there are only 7 types. And the way you achieve variety is that you combine those 7. And so there are 3 options for coordination, 2 options for subordination, the positive phrase, and parallelism. That's it in the whole entire English language. It took me 20 years to sort this out and figure out why people think English is so much. And I've come up with a very simplistic way for them to understand. So I put here sub 1. That means it's the subordination first one. And the first one, we use this type of sentence all. I told you not to get me started. We use this sentence all the time.
That's okay.
Because I like you,
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to loan you the money. Well, that's subordination 1, meaning you started with a dependent clause that cannot stand by itself. Because if I walked up to you and said, because I like you, and you'll say what?
Right.
You'll say what?
Why?
Right.
Yeah.
So it's because I like you, comma, I will loan you the money. Okay. But if I reverse that sentence, which is subordination 2, it said, I will loan you the money because I like you. There's no comma. It flows right into it. And that's what I came up with. So I have sub 1 and sub 2 in that example for that.
Fantastic.